Point to the person you saw boarding your vessel. You, sir, have two witnesses against you. Now be seated. Witness number 2, stand. Read your testimony.
I happen to know the accused maintains a trading relationship with the blacksmith and other merchants of Rhode Island, sir.
Oh, you just happen to know that, do you? Tell me, how long have you been aware of such relationships? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? 3 years. Tell me, are you a blacksmith, sir? Very good. Oh, you're not. Which is it? Are you or are you not? You're a blacksmith. Very good. Point to the accused. You now have 4 witnesses against you. Be seated. You're boarding in. Did I tell you to stand up? Stand up. Did I tell you to read? Read.
Accused knew me to be a person familiar with his smuggling, sir. He offered me £2 not to testify.
Ah, £2 not to testify. Tell me, did you accept that bribe?
No.
How long ago did he offer you this bribe? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years ago? 1 year ago he offered you a bribe which you did not accept because you know what he does is wrong. Is that correct?
Yes.
Today you have come to court to testify against him to make sure justice is served. Is that correct?
Yes.
Point to the accused. You now have 6 witnesses against you. Return the testimony to the bench. The next time you have the urge to speak, you will raise your hand and then cover your mouth firmly with it. In the matter of smuggling, due to the proponent's circumstantial evidence not based in fact and hearsay evidence brought to bear by 6 witnesses in this court, on all counts, find you guilty as charged. But don't worry, David. You won't be lonely in the dungeon. You see, as it turns out, there are in fact 3 other criminals in this courtroom today. Witness number 1 on your feet. I saw the accused board our vessel, our as a possessive term. He didn't want to believe you involved in the management of that vessel, quite possibly the ship's captain. I asked you where you were standing, not because I care where you were standing or who you saw. I wanted you to admit it was your vessel. I posed to you 4 separate questions with the term your vessel and comes to the end. I posed to you 4 separate questions with the term your vessel encompassed within. You made nay not one defense. Therefore, the court has determined it is your vessel. That means you brought this individual to Boston. That means you are complicit in his crime of smuggling. Get over there. Well, on your feet, witness number 2. I just happen to know, the accused maintains a trading relationship with that dispersion provider. How dare you insult the court by bringing hearsay testimony into this courtroom? But I am not worried. I will go on to something far more substantial. Tell me, is he a smart smuggler or a student smuggler? Does he smuggle in the daytime or smuggle at night? Are you still smuggling? Or you're not still smuggling? Which means you stopped smuggling, which means you had to stop smuggling, which means you just admitted to being a smuggler. Get over there. You're under feet. You have testified that 1 year ago he offered you a bribe which you did not accept because you know what he does is wrong. Is that correct? Pity. You see, you have just admitted in this court that you know what he does is wrong, and that you have kept 2 secrets for 1 year. 1, that he's a smuggler. 2, that he offered you a bribe. And since he's been incarcerated for 2 years, he offered you that bribe a year ago. That means he was in a federal institution at the time. That means your punishment for being guilty of aiding and abetting a criminal claims a double portion of punishment under the law. For crimes against the crown, sedition, smuggling, treason, aiding and abetting a criminal. On all counts, you shall be remanded in chains to the dungeon. Your real property or personal property will be seized from you and sent to King George III. A portion shall go to the judge in this court because that's how I get paid. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. you shall be shot. At 10 a.m. you shall be hanged. At 11 a.m. you shall be shot 3 more times. Now all of you, give your actors a round of applause.
What is that?
It's a shilling.
What does it do?
Didn't they explain that if the more shillings you collect, the person who has the most shillings in this particular township will receive a caramel apple?
What's that? Caramel apple?
Very good. Now, did you all have good fun there?
Yeah.
Did you all have a bit of fun there?
Yes!
Very good. For the next few minutes, don't speak out, don't be clever, don't be funny, and I want you to pay attention. Believe me, if you do not pay attention, I will single you out. Because this is a very important lesson about you and your rights. It's not just a funny play about history. Ladies and gentlemen, what you saw was called the Vice Admiralty Court of Boston. And ladies and gentlemen, understand very clearly, this really happened. Do you think you'd enjoy being in those chairs in real life 232 years ago?
No.
I want you to understand that the colonists had a legal system that was very much like ours today because there was a document signed in the year 1215. Very loudly, what year?
1215!
That document is called the Magna Carta. What is it called?
Magna Carta!
What is it called? Pay attention. The Magna Carta guaranteed basic human rights for British citizens under the law. However, the king didn't care about the basic human rights for American colonists under the law, so he threw the Magna Carta out the window. We then threw the king out the window. Then, we created a brand new document by using the Magna Carta as a blueprint for that brand new document that would give you your rights under the law today. It would be the rules in our system today, which, by the way, are almost identical to the rules under the Magna Carta. 2 exceptions, and that's it. Does anybody know what that new document could possibly be called? You can guess, it's all right. Good guess, but name. Bill of.
Declaration?
Bill of Rights. Under the Bill of Rights,
Oh!
that's the document. It's the Bill of Rights. It's okay, you know, it's a hard one. And I want you to understand that under the Bill of Rights, I took away every right that I could possibly take away. We're going to talk about it. I know you won't remember it. In the back, look at me. I know you won't remember everything we're about to talk. Don't turn around and look at them. I know you won't remember everything we're about to talk about because I'm about to cram 3 years of law school down to throw up 6 minutes. Stick with me anyway. How long was it's David, right? Yeah, David is right. I do 8 of these a day, so it's hard to remember all the names. How long was David in jail for? 2 years. Well done. Under the Bill of Rights, we guaranteed the right to a speedy trial. In California, that is 45 days, not 2 years. I also told David I was going to find him guilty. But in our system, we are presumed what until proven guilty?
Yeah.
In one word, begins with I.
Witnesses?
One word begins with I.
Innocent?
Correct. We are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law by a group of individuals, 12 of them, sometimes 8, depending on the time of trial. They sit and listen to the evidence. They return a verdict of guilty or not guilty. What are those people called? One word begins with J.
The judge? Juries?
The jury. So, there was no jury over there today, was there?
No.
There were 2 other people missing as well. One who presents the case in defense of the... What? I haven't asked a question yet.
I just want to ask,
You have nothing to say. I'm not done. I said, don't speak out. There were no jurors. There were 2 people missing as well. One who presents a case against the accused. One who presents a case in defense of the accused. What are they called? Somebody over here just said... Somebody else. The lawyer.
That's easy.
By the way, lawyers prefer to be called attorneys because lawyer and liar are essential anyway. So, there were no jurors, there were no lawyers. There was, however, one mean old judge who sounded a lot like Simon Cowell. There's the judge. Did you hear me ask questions of the witnesses?
Yeah.